So don't count the Templar out for like not be able to hit harder. But you guys are supposed to make sure you can wear them down. You have things called Doomler that can just drag them with a magical spell that drag them towards you. You know, you guys benefit from a lot of things, and either way, you're gonna have classes that might not give you respect. But just remember this: they still need your ass when it comes to dungeons, and they still need you when it comes to fighting against a PvP section. So remember, you guys are well needed. So let's go to the Scout class. Now, Scout class has two things: the Assassin and the Ranger. Either way, they both can use the same weapons when they ascend, but one, like the Assassin, leans more to melee. Either way, they could use the bow. I wouldn't highly recommend that. You can get a really strong bow, and say if the guy is running away, you can finish him off. But most pro assassins, or what we call sins, they just go in there and they finish you off as quick as possible. So rarely do they use the bow, and usually I highly recommend using dagger sword combos that extend. But again, that's my opinion, and you can play any way you want, man. But that's pretty much what Assassin does. Now we got the Ranger. I can't stress this enough, but you guys are distance class, and you want to do this thing called kiting. Now either way, you could use, like I said before, you guys could use the weapons like the other classes, but you want to make sure that when you do these things, you want to kite. What it is that you keep distance. That's your main goal. You don't want this guy to touch you. The more distance you have, the happier you're gonna be, and you're gonna realize that an Ranger's true potential comes around level 30, and it's just you're gonna get this awesome amount of distance. There's skills that stops your opponent from getting near you. You got so many cool things. But again, like I said, you're gonna find a whole bunch of things that you're just gonna enjoy. The Mage class, you know, I think a lot of people, you could say you understand what a Mage does. They hit pretty hard in the game. They're one of the most heavy hitters. So again, you're gonna be like pretty much like the Ranger. You want to get that distance, but you also have a force field, which is pretty cool. And you later on, with a few more abilities, you're gonna get more force fields, and it's gonna be crazy how you're gonna see how many times opponents are gonna try to get near you, and you're gonna slow them down, and you're gonna hit them hard, man. But again, we'll get more into that. Spirit Masters, you can pretty much summon spirits, 4 different elemental spirits: fire, water, air, and earth. Now each of those spirits are kind of different from each other. Fire represents a combination of attack and some defense. So, excuse me. So pretty much what they do is they're aggro defense heavy, while the wind spirit is more of very fast and very they'll stun a lot. So when they get to that certain evolution stage, your spirit, which is so cool about this game, you just don't get one elemental, but they change and grow as you progress in the game. So this little weak Pokemon spirit that you had, that kind of changed, you know, like Wind Spirit level 10, you know, evolves to, and it looks really amazing. Now the cool thing about this, there is a fifth spirit, which is your level 50 summoning spirit, which is pretty cool. I guess it costs DP from the last time I remember, which they last for a few seconds, and you can also summon another spirit to go with it. So each Asmodee has this magma spirit, while Elios has this weird cool female water spirit. But now for Earth Spirit, that's pretty much your Templar. You have heavy defense, heavy health, and Spirit Masters are pretty dangerous in this game, for the fact that they can have this thing called Triple Fear, which they turn you into a spirit, and then they just overall steamroll you with eroding damages, and it's pretty amazing. So I wouldn't go straight up for Spirit Master and think it's gonna be weak, but try to hit them as hard as you can if you ever come across them. Priests, very self-explanatory. They branch out into 2 classes: Clergies or Enchanters. Clergies have minor buff spells, while Chanter is heavy buffs and debuffs. Now buffs means they're spells that increases your overall stats, or certain stats, like stone strength or whatever, increases your strength by 10% or increases your health by 10%. And as much as other players that I've seen says, you know, buff sucks, you know, I'd rather go and, you know, just stay with whatever stats I got. This game has a very high level of punishment where every little thing counts. When you start playing this game more and more frequently, you're gonna start realizing that you were very close to losing. That guy could have hit you one more time, you would have died. You know, if you would have sneezed on you or farted, you would have taken the last remnants of your health. You know, and you'd be fucking dipshit right there. But and the thing is, you're gonna realize that the more stats you have in a game, it's more easier to defeat other enemies. And you're like, oh yes, I got 10% more health, 10% more strength. But again, let's I don't want to go too crazy on that stuff. So the clergy pretty much, you like I said, very self-explanatory. You guys heal, but besides you heal, you also have a few abilities that you could summon, like Tempest and stuff. So again, you're mostly heavy on spells, on healing, resurrecting, bringing back the players, making sure that they don't die or anything like that. So you want to make sure that you healing your team members as well as doing some DPS, some damage to your boss or groups or other players. A chanter, for a chanter, you guys do a lot of buffs. Not only that, you have certain personal buffs that make you stronger individually. So you're gonna have, either way, you guys don't do great damage per second like the Glad, or very fast damage per second like the Assassin. But you guys are not a class to fuck around, because you got this thing called stun lock. You could stun an opponent, and then next you know, before he gets out of stun, you already have a stun. And stunning in the game is they're not unable to move. So they're not unable to move, they're unable to attack. And what's more annoying is that when you're not unable to attack, you're pretty much open to everything that this character has against you. So getting stun lock is very annoying. And there are scrolls and things like that can help you, but a player that's not prepared to get stun lock, it's ridiculous. But so again, it's quite amazing how a lot of things can happen. Okay, now I'm gonna go into character creation. So on the next part of this video, episode, we're gonna do character customization in UI. So from there on, let's get more into it, because this game is heavy on customization and player choice. Once you start playing this, you're gonna realize there's a lot more power to the player than GameStop, shit. So trust me, you're gonna start getting more into the understanding of this game. And I want you guys to make an educated guess whether you like this game or you want to play it. But I'm telling you, I want to do a breakdown review, so you guys just don't end up wasting your money or wasting your time. So I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.